This is a ceramic tile project that we're doing here. It's going to have 13-inch tile like this, and it's going to go on this wall. So we're going to, it's real important to try to match this and these tiles so that they the pattern matches and goes across all the way over here. So that's what we're doing now, is breaking down the mats. What we've been using is a border on this edge, and we've got to get some more for over there. That allows for, you know, not being a ceramic tile edge on this corner. So it's nice, smooth, easy to clean. And you can get a variety of different colors. But there are also ways to put ceramic tile right directly on the corners. They have pieces made especially for that. In this case, we're doing something like this.
3, 2, 1.
All right, here we are getting ready to put this material that we're used to hold to the wall, and you can see what it is. This is from Lowe's, and I'm going to use an inexpensive trowel because it's at their expense, and I don't need a high dollar one because this is not a big job. And this is the look of the material. It'll be with that kind of rise, so it'll adhere to the back side of this tile real good. So here I am getting ready to put it in the areas that I marked mathematically and make sure it'll fit. And you can put it on flat and then wipe it down, which I might end up using a 6-inch knife to wipe it on, and then pull it down with this 3/8 notch trowel. But this first one is going to go right here, and I'm going to stay within my marks just because I want to make sure everything fits good. All right. This won't dry real quick, but it dries pretty quick. Here are my spacers. I got a screw holding me off while it's warping the wall. Alright, I'll leave my spacers there. We'll have to... Okay, there's the first one. Hey guys, this is what it's shaping up to be. Taking care to make sure everything is even and square. The distances are the same. It's a lot of work, but once you do it, it's done. It has a real nice look. We're down here working on these pieces down low, and I'm trying to make it fall out so that this will be ending about where it would have been if it carried on through. And we're going to take another view with Tim cutting those little pieces, and maybe he'll screw up right in front of us. It'd be great to watch. So that's what we're headed to next. We've got screws holding this up, but probably by now we can take those screws out, because this mastic sets up real quick. We did the little piece way over here, and got a spacer there, and check the spacer here. So we're just down to 2 more pieces, and then we'll start putting grout in all these areas that have already dried, and we'll clean up. Anyway, we are buttering the toast. We're putting the mastic on the back side of the tile instead of trying to reach in there with that trowel in that little 1.5 inch area. And this is something you're going to see you'll have to do as time passes when you come to small pieces.
Don't drop it. It'll break.
What we're doing right now is a little trick that we learned along the way. Is we're putting water in before we mix our material. Sometimes it's powdered fast mud and sometimes it's grout. And this case it's a grout. So we're going to pour that in and then we're going to mix it with a battery powered beater. Took it right out of the kitchen, not my wife's kitchen, but a kitchen somewhere, and we're mixing it up. Particularly works with small batches. You don't want to do this for like big batches of
Fast ones.
like a thin set and things like that, because you're going to end up using quite a lot. Although this can make quite a lot and keep it busy for quite a while. A pan full of grout, in this case unsanded grout, will go a long ways, even at 1/4 inch and 1/2 inch. So.
What determines use for sanded or unsanded?
Well, the sanded generally is where you're not going to clean up as much. It's kind of so you don't slip. There's other reasons, but an unsanded is like in bathrooms and kitchens, so you can clean readily. If you had sanded, imagine trying to rub grease out of that or anything else that might have got up on the wall. It'd be hard to clean with sand and grout. So it's generally good to use unsanded in kitchens and in bathrooms, especially kitchen walls. Just that simple. This is a method we use with a battery powered drill and a beater from like a kitchen. In this case we're mixing grout, but you can do fast mud, thin set for ceramic tile. Keeps you in small batches and lets you get away with not having to make a huge mess. This case we're doing it on the tailgate of the truck. Kind of got in the habit of that because we learned from a fat boy who didn't like to bend over, and I was like, what a great idea, you know, we don't get whatever area dirty, just the tailgate of my truck, which I can wash off at a car wash or whatever, as if. All right, I know that they give you the ideas that you should be using a rubber float trowel and put the grout in. I'm very familiar with a finishing knife, so a 6-inch knife in a pan that we mix with a battery powered drill. I can fill this in much faster. Sometimes in real small places I've had to reach my hand in there and use my fingers to get it. But this usually lets me get into pretty tight places, like in this corner. Of course, we're going to clean all this off with a sponge, and that way it won't really be this nasty looking. But it would be the same kind of rough looking if it had been done with a rubber float, which I have. So you might consider using some of these methods when you do it yourself. At some point, I suppose I better show people how to do drywall finishing, how I do it. As far as getting good at it, it takes time. You have to be capable. And honestly, everything that's of any use or any skill takes time to be good at. But I'll show you some ways to make yourself look better than what you really are. And eventually you'll become good. It may take a while, but anyway. Right now, what we're doing is pulling off the excess and maybe even filling holes at the same time. What I normally do is pull off the main part first, and I use, if I can, I try to use all 4 sides, 4 corners of that sponge. On a flat floor, I might use older towels And you of course wouldn't want to use your nice guest towels or nothing like that. And it covers a big area and cleans a lot faster. But you'll have to clean your water fairly often. But what you do is pull the main part off the direction, one direction. If you rub around, you will get there eventually. That didn't sound right, but you're wiping in a particular direction. That way you're hunting for the straight edges down here, which looks like this one shifted. It did. So we'll have to fix that. Didn't notice it. So we're cleaning this all up. And eventually you'll have a powdery look like this. That'll all be able to be cleaned up where the dry rag and dust will come off. And that's what it ends up being. You don't want any thick material that you have to work hard at it. But you're hunting for those straight edges. And you want to get the main part of the grout off. Okay, so all said and done, we've sealed it all up. Twice, actually, and we're probably going to end up changing the grout because she doesn't like it so light, but this is what it ends up looking like.